We're back. Another week behind the scenes, taking you with us on our journey, building the business.
If you're new here, my name is Taylor Tassie. I'm a business owner here in the UK, and over the last few years, I've built a group of businesses approaching 10 million in turnover, involved in the promotional products and print sector, the property development sector, and the waste management sector. I employ close to 50 people here in the UK across a couple of different businesses on a couple of different sites. And over the last few years, I've learned a thing or two about what makes a few businesses really tick. And I want to share my journey right here on the YouTube channel to help others on their journey.
Good morning from Dubai Airport. It's fairly early in the morning. Having a coffee and heading back to the UK, which I'm quite excited about. We've got plenty going on, a manic week planned, but today's mostly going to be spent travelling. But the great news is going to be having like 7 hours in the air, got Wi-Fi on board. It's never great on there, but it enables you at least to get ahead on some deeper work, some documents, reading through some proposals, doing some sign-offs, going through some in-depth spreadsheets and some data analysis, which, to be fair, normally you skim over a bit too quickly. So always batch things up and do those longer form things that really I am stuck in the air. So I try and make best use of the time. Probably do an hour or so of reading. I'm very close to the book that I told you all about, finishing the book that I told you all about last week, Goal, which I absolutely love. I've just been reading, which actually I wanted to say thank you because it gives me a real lift. But the people that commented on last week's vlog, Sean Parsons, Max Doyle, It's Bugsy, Camilla, just some lovely comments of real support, and I really appreciate you. Max has said, "You've converted me into a paying customer." Can't believe that. Never knew that that's what this channel would ultimately actually create customers for the businesses that we run, so that's incredible. Sean's told us about a new book called The Phoenix Project, very similar to the Goal book he says that I'm reading, but actually it's all around IT instead of manufacturing, which excites me even more, because that's the one thing I almost wish that the Goal was a bit more relevant to, is actually company based in when you're in the office, and IT and infrastructure as well as just manufacturing. And then like people just messaging of comments of support and telling us how they're getting things out of the vlog just means the world. It does. So much goes into these, both from my part and Sam every week on top of everything else. Sometimes we do find ourselves going, why do we do this? Especially on the hard weeks. But when you get comments of support like that, where people actually are taking the time to say they've enjoyed it, it just gives you a bit of a boost to make you think, you know what, it is worth it for people. People do get a kick out of watching it. It is helpful. Just spurs you on to invest more, to do more, and to put more effort into making these really good. So, yes, going to reply to some of these now, which is something I don't always find the time to do. I've got a bit of downtime in the airport, a nice coffee, get on our flight, get some deep work done, get back to the office, check in with the team, get stuck in for what I'm sure is going to be another good week. That's what we're doing.
Good morning. Back in the office. And surprisingly, after the flight yesterday, the travelling, feeling pretty good. Been up since first thing this morning, a little bit later than usual, but was up about 5:30, into the gym, morning routine cracked, set myself up for the day, and I'm feeling really good. I thought I was going to be pretty on the floor today. It's always hit or miss, but I've been trialling new things, and one of the things I really do recommend, I don't know if I've actually got them here. Yeah, I have, still from the bag. Getting yourself, most airlines seem to sell them, but either before, I did it yesterday before I went, I had my electrolytes in the morning before I even left for the airport. So a scoop of electrolyte mixed in with my water, knock that back. That's like a religious thing I do every morning. I just feel good just to hydrate yourself. There's loads of science on it and everything. If you read it, it's quite interesting, and I recommend you trying it. But definitely on a flight, because obviously when you're flying, you massively get dehydrated. And even more so if you're the person that's then having alcohol on the flight, it just takes it up a whole nother level. But especially on a long haul flight, it really affects you. And I think that when I went on my way out to Dubai, that's why I felt extra rough, because didn't have enough electrolytes. And I think that impacted me, and I felt really crap the next day. And I think it's different when you're going on a holiday, but when you are travelling for business, or the next day, like today, I needed to be on top form because it's my first day in the office in a number of weeks. I've got a lot of people to catch up with. I want to get around the team. I want to be full of energy. And I think it was critical that I didn't feel on the floor today. So I took my electrolytes before, and then on the flight, I got these, which most of them sell. These were orange ones, but they're hydration electrolytes and vitamins. This one's called Fizz. But these, I took 2 of these sort of an hour in, and then another 2 of these mixed with a bottle of water about 3 hours or so in. And even when I got off the flight, I felt great. I had loads of energy, still felt really good. I wasn't sort of tired or fatigued, and I was up till fairly late last night sorting bits out when I got back. So I would strongly recommend, when you fly in, get electrolytes in, and if you haven't got any at home, get these and have them mid-flight. They're literally a few quid on the airline. So yeah, I would really recommend it. Feeling good, set up for the day, just going over my diary, looking ahead, and then I'm gonna try and get out and around and see some of the team today, catch up, see how they are, catch up with my assistant. First daily review meeting we're going to have had in person for quite a while, which is good. So yeah, got lots to do today, get myself stuck back in, ease myself back in, and see what the day has got in store for us. That is what I'm doing. Oh, that's worth a look.
You do roughly 100 tote bags in about 25 minutes now, compared to like an hour before. So yeah, it's like cut the time in half that it takes.
And very good. Take up different tray of chocolate.
Yeah.
Which one fit pencil cases? Now we can make faster pencil cases.
Oh, what, with one of the pre-planned? Oh, wow. Oh, that's good. And we've only got one up and running yet. We've still got another one to get. I was just saying to Cody, once that's up, we'll be flying.
Rapid, yeah.
So we've got so much capacity, like, to go at if we just had the space for the other one.
Where have you been before with that machine?
Yeah, I know. I wish times like that, you'd think back. It's the same with like all of these things. You think, oh, if we'd have had some of these machines 3 years ago. Yeah. All right, Ben.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, good, mate. Good, mate. Yeah, productive. Lots going on. Lots happening.
Yeah.
Which is good. Yeah, it's exciting, mate. Lots of good meetings. I wish I spent more time outside. I spent most of the time inside. Yeah. I mean, weekends we got out, which was quite nice. I'm not great with big heat. I don't mind it, but I could say I sat out there for about an hour. But then I'd have the brolly up, have my book out, and I'd just be like, yeah, that was about as far as I got. But yeah, exactly, yeah. How many's up on there? There's loads, isn't there?
300.
Wow.
300 over there.
Right.
Hopefully Duke's on its way as well.
Is it?
Yeah, I've got pictures of it around it.
Oh yeah. Wow. So Ben works on all of our UV jigs. He's always engineering new jigs and for sort of our continuous improvement. and he's got some being produced at the moment in China for our new notebook jigs. So we're producing some new and improved jigs, which is going to help our throughput per hour and how many notebooks we can actually brand and produce. He's got some photos from the factory. Oh wow.
That's the power bank one. They're just doing the final checks at the minute to make sure it's like what we asked for.
Yeah, nice.
But that one fits the ship
Oh, this is the multi-use one, yeah.
I'm trying to explain to them that needs to go the other way.
Yeah.
It does fit. So.
That's blinding, isn't it?
And then the notebook jig.
Blimey.
Again, just explaining that they need to be assembled the other way. And there's just one more bit left to do.
Oh, so they're assembling it as well?
Yeah, they're testing it all for us.
Wow.
Because the amount that they pay is not
Of course, yeah, it needs to be done properly, yeah. It has been a productive morning. Had a great first morning back so far, really getting stuck back in with the teams, which is one of the things I've really missed while I've been away, and just nice to get back in the thick of it. I jumped in impromptu to the sales team weekly meeting this morning with the entire sort of sales team, our merchandise consultants. They were talking about some of the clients they're working with, some of the brands, the projects that have got coming up, a bit of a pipeline, how their sort of personal targets are looking on track or not on track for the month end. Some incredible brands. I mean, I sat there really in awe, like some of the brands that they're reeling off that they are working with, literally household names from around the world. And I just sat there and they're just chatting away going, oh yeah, this is happening, that's going on, yeah, we've nearly finished that project for X, Y, Z. I can't mention names because I'm not sure if we're under NDAs or whatever, but it's frustrating that I can't share it because some of these names I could have only dreamt of us working with years ago. And yeah, I just sat there and just felt really proud. But also really excited because I could see so many areas where there's room for improvement. And one of the things they cover in the sales team is obstacles recently. And I had my notebook there because I was literally buzzing at all these obstacles that they're facing, because I know that they're challenges, but they're not solvable. We've just got to pull a few levers here and a few levers there, and they're just growth challenges. They're just bottlenecks and challenges with throughput and how we're handling things on a week-to-week, day-to-day basis. And I shared some of my thoughts with the team, and I could see the cogs were whirring and they were understanding where I was coming from with how they can control it. And I think this whole thing around more people within an organisation need to understand. I heard a term a few months back and it made me laugh at the time, but it was like, if you think you're too small within an organisation to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito. And it made me laugh because it was like, you can imagine like a tiny little mosquito, but the hell that can inflict on someone if that was stuck in your sleeping bag. And it's no different to an individual. Everybody thinks, it's above my worst line. I hate when people say, oh, that's above my pay grade. I just want to throttle them. Because if we all do that little 1% and we all pull the levers, and it's incredible the difference us as an individual can make as a collective when we're all pulling the tug of war rope in the same direction. Just trying to bring that across to the team and let them understand how, as much as the bottleneck they're facing is in, as they perceive it, another department, we can control that. Or at least we can make a very big implication on the bottleneck. So really love that. I had some catch-ups with operational meetings. I had just a good hour with Cody going over some big projects he's working on. Debrief in the Germany trip last week where he went to look at some new equipment we're looking at investing in. There's loads happening. It's all good. Kelly's just shown me some new flyers that we've just had produced for Tassie Waste. I'm really pleased with these. I signed these off when I was away, but I'm just seeing the physical piece here. We'll overlay a close-up of it, but effectively what we've done before is we had an A5 2-page leaflet, 2pp for anyone in the print game, and what we've done is we've made it effectively 4pp.
so PP, printed page. And what we've included is we've actually now given the customer as much information as we can in the flyer. What used to be was effectively, this is what we do, this is the service we offer, there's a voucher code here. If you're interested or have rubbish that needs removing, get in touch. But as a customer, they're sitting there thinking, oh, do I ring? Is it going to be expensive, or is it out of my budget? How does it work? There was no credibility, there was no proof. You know, there was no sort of assurances in there. So what we've done is we've expanded it into a 4-page leaflet where we've now got our pricing structure in there. So we're showing the customer how our pricing works. So before they even pick up the phone, they understand the best and the worst case scenario of what the pricing is going to look like. And then all they need is our guidance around which load size to book. There's reviews in there, there's before and after images to show that we are who we say we are and what we've done. And we've even now got a WhatsApp business QR code in there, so just to make it even easier, if you're a homeowner, just simply scan this QR code, send us a picture on WhatsApp chat of the rubbish you've got to be removed in Norfolk. We'll message back with a price. If you want us to be there, we'll get you booked in. And it removes the friction, and it just creates them. Everything they need to know about us is in this leaflet. They're left with very minimal questions, and it's just going to help. So I'm confident in these. These are going to get out, and we're A/B testing and just seeing if this going in this extra level of depth is going to be worth it. But yeah, it's all going well. I'm feeling very energised, very excited. I'm glad to be back. That's what we're doing.
We are wrapping up another day. Today I've just struggled to document anything because I've had a fantastic day in the trenches. I spoke last week about one of our challenges at the moment being our studio department, where we've just got so much volume. You know, at one point last week we had like over 100 customers bottlenecked in this design queue. So for anyone who doesn't know, the totally branded business, everybody that would like to order some pens, some bags, mugs, anything with their logo on, t-shirts, before they can place their order, we have to produce a visual mock-up for them to be able to see their logo on the product, so they can visualize how it's going to look once personalized with their design before they give their account manager the green light to go ahead and get it printed. So what we find is we get this problem where sometimes we've got huge demand on the front end, and they're bottlenecked in the studio because the designs can be quite complex, or there's lots of vectorization that needs to happen, or it's quite in-depth design on like large format banners and things like that. And ultimately what it does is it just massively bottlenecks, and then you get customers who just need very simple, straightforward designs, gets stuck in the system, and so they may need like just a pen and they just want a straightforward logo, but our designers are stuck working on a really complex gazebo or something of the sort, and that becomes a big issue, and it creates frustration and ultimately hurts our conversion rate, because we've got what we call like sort of A-star, easy, straightforward and simple logo on tote bag, gets stuck because designer A is working on a really complex project that's 4 hours long. So what I've been doing today is I've spent pretty much the whole day with the design team, and we've really been analysing, right, okay, where are we? What, you know, we have the current challenge in front of us. What's point A? Let's run some experiments. We were doing timings, we were understanding our throughput, where there's snags were, we were running tests and experiments as to exactly, specifically what use cases are where it all goes wrong, where are the problems.
And we really broke that down. We had the whiteboard out and we were really sort of analysing it. And I think, it's step one today, but we've come up with this tiered structure where in our system we're tiering by complexity the visual request and the design brief. And therefore we're having certain designers with certain skill sets are going to be in charge of certain tiers. So we're like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. A tier 1 visual would take on average like 2 minutes, whereas a tier 3 could be over an hour. And what we're doing is we're going to create these different lanes and so there's really clean flow. So yeah, it's been really interesting, and I feel like for the first time we might have cracked something. I've been here many times before, and tomorrow there'll probably be loads of snags and things that I've not picked up on. But I feel like it's been a really productive day. I wish we'd have documented a bit more behind the scenes, but we've struggled. It's just been a full-on day and I've been really in the thick of it, getting it done. But I think I would implore anyone to really delve into where their bottlenecks are in their business and where the friction points are that therefore are the choke points that are going to be hurting the customer experience and ultimately hurting your conversions. So yeah, it's been a good day. On the way home now, and we'll see what tomorrow's got in store for us. That's what we're doing. Beautiful day today, I tell you what. Getting back from Dubai, it's not far off what I was used to there. We are heading to Cromer after a number of weeks of not being on site, and we are going to go over and have a look at how it's all going, how we're getting on, how its site's looking. We are so close now. We're on final snagging, final exterior bits and pieces. I'm going to check out and see how we are and how close we are to completion. This will be one project that I will be glad to see the back of. I can say that for sure. So let's get in there and see how it's looking. So this is one of our current big snags that has really set us back. We had a rogue plumber at the beginning of this project. And we have to take some personal responsibility because we didn't QC enough of his work as we went. But what we found is that once we've actually got towards the end of the project, where we've had the waters inlets put through, effectively when Anglian Water have come out to hook up the water mains through here, the gas was laid too close to the water pipes going in, and effectively when they've come out they've said absolutely no way, they've got to be X amount of mil away from each other. So it's been a huge job the last couple of weeks re-digging up all the perimeter, relaying the depth because the water pipes weren't deep enough, they were too close to the gas. So we're midway through having that all rerun, and we've had to chisel out deeper into the building and reset that. So it's literally thousands of pounds worth of cost, literally redoing work. So frustrating. We're getting there now, but it has really set us back in terms of that final snagging and QCing. So yeah, just the rules of the game, and learnt a lot there about QCing as we go and not allowing things like that to go on. But yeah, so much work gone into this place. You just never realised the scale of it and how much, given that you're building 7 flats, just the sheer amount of utilities that need to be rerun, reformatted, completely built in from scratch. I mean, look, you can see there, I don't know what's going on with this camera, all of the gas meters, just all of them there. I've never seen so many in one place. The amount that's had to be fitted, the amount of copper pipe as well, pretty mad. But yeah, it's one of our current challenges here. So thought I'd just show you inside of one of the flats. So this one's coming together, so we're in like a bedroom now. So obviously a few little bit of electrical snags, intercom and some final bits of second fix electrics to be finished. Still got the floor protection on, so that'll be coming up in the last sort of week or so. Once this flooring, so there's a bit of flooring still to go down in here, but this will be a bit of a sort of wardrobe, walk-in wardrobe sort of area, and that will be built. And then in here you've got your sort of master bedroom ensuite. So it is pretty small, but it's looking nice now. The shower's finished. I wasn't sure about the blue tiles at first, but now it looks pretty good, to be fair. Wouldn't be usually my choice of colour,
but actually really stands out quite nicely. So it's nice to see that in now. This is sort of finished. Second fix plumbing pretty much completely finished in here, just to find a little bit of electrical bits to be done, and then yeah, we're all finished off. That's got to be moved. I mean, this is the sort of thing that I'm talking about, you know, like having a shaving point right above the toilet. Basic management that's lacked there in getting that done. But it's because our drawings and plans have changed like 10 times, and things have been miscalculated and changed, and so, you know, where that was originally drawn on the drawings to go is clearly not where it is now ended up being. And then obviously next trades have come along and put the toilet there, because that's really the only place it can go. So yeah, lots of lessons learned on this project, but yeah, one of the bathrooms here coming together nicely. We are just about to wrap up another week. It's been a good one, all things considered. Lots of great stuff going on. I thought I'd be a lot more tired than I am, flying back from Dubai. Flew back Monday and just gone straight back into it. And I thought I would maybe suffer a little bit, but a few little tricks of the trade that I'm starting to develop have really helped. So yeah, all in all, it's going well. There's lots of good stuff bubbling away. I've got a lot of dramas at the moment, I think. I've had to have words with myself on a couple of occasions this week. As much as when I'm in the thick of it, I'm really sort of feeling positive and seeing all of the good stuff that's happening. I've got a few challenges, a few bits of pressure, and I've had to have some conversations with myself around pressure is a privilege, and great things are formed under pressure. You know, babies are delivered under pressure, diamonds are formed under pressure. Beautiful things are made from pressure, and I have to be not feel sorry for myself. I've, you know, brought all of this on myself, and I've got to, you know, own it, front it. I don't get to feel sorry for myself. So it's been an interesting, certainly a really interesting week, where I've had so many highs, and then I've kind of got home in the evenings and reflected on a few lows, just where projects we've got bubbling are just not going the way I want them to go. Things are proven to be a lot more difficult than I thought they'd be, and I've just got some unexpected hurdles, and I hate having things that are what feel like they're out of my control. So yeah, it's been a real weird week, where I've had some amazing moments and then some really challenging moments, and I do sometimes feel like I've got a bit of a disorder where I'm up and down, my emotions are all over the place. But in a nutshell, it's progress. We're heading in the right direction, and we'll be back next week to do it all again. Until next time, goodbye.